Hello, today I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks to help you not lose at tic-tac-toe, which is also called Noughts Crosses in other countries. Now, if you're playing against quite a good player, then the chances are if they go first and you make the second move, that they will win. So what I'm going to do today is show you some good sort of blocking strategies to ensure that the game, your opponent doesn't win and the game ends in a draw. And of course, blocking your opponent means that you stop them getting 3 in a row and winning, either 3 in a row horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. Now, there's 3 basic sort of starting moves that your opponent can choose. They could put their X in the bottom corner like so, or either one of the 4 corners. They could choose the center like that, or they could choose one of these 4 middle edge pieces. So firstly then we're going to look at what happens if your opponent chooses one of these 4 corners. So as soon as they choose one of the 4 corners, then your best move always is to put your circle in the middle. And then say then they come along and choose one of those one of these sort of 4 middle center pieces, or one of these other corners. Then all you need to do is just sort of work your way through and keep blocking them. Make sure you know where they're moving and where they can win. I'll put my, you'll put your circle there. They'll come along and block you, putting the X there. You might put a circle there, and they're forced to come up here and block you up the top. And then you need to put a circle there and block them, and they finish off down the bottom, and the game ends in a draw. Now, there's one move that you've got to watch out for, and I'll show you that now. Okay, start the game again from the beginning. Your opponent chooses one of those corners. You choose the middle to put your circle in the middle, and if they choose their X diagonally opposite their first move, their second move diagonally opposite their first move, then do not put your circle either in that one or that one, because I'll show you what'll happen. If you put your circle there, then they can put their X, for instance, up in there to block you, and then suddenly they can win in either of those 2 squares. They can either put their, you'll come along a block, you'll put your circle there, they'll win there with an X, like so, or then if you put your circle there, they'll win there with an X like so. So what you want to do then is zero those back out. Oops. If they put the X diagonally opposite, then choose one of these 4 middle center pieces. Put it there like so, for instance. They're forced to block you there. You come up and put your circle up the top and block them. They come down here and block you. And you put your circle there to block them, and they come up there and block you up the top, and the game ends in a draw. Okay, so the next move that your opponent can make when they're going first is that they could put their X in one of these 4 middle edge pieces, and it doesn't really matter which one where they put it, because your strategy to block them is going to be the same, and so you're best off always, your first move is best to select the center with your circle. Now, say for instance that, and I'll just show you through what might happen. They could say select that one as their next move. You'll come up here and put your circle there to block them. They'll come down here to block. You'll put your circle there to block them again. They'll come up the top to block you, and then you might go there, and they'll end up there, and the game ends in a draw. But there is actually one move to watch out for, which I'll show you now. Okay, so go back to a blank board again, and they might select that one. You come here with your circle in the middle to block them, and just watch out if they either put the X in one of those 2 squares there, for instance, because what you don't want to do in that case is to put your circle there like that. Any other move is okay, but don't put your circle up there like so, because if you put your circle there, then they'll put their X there to block you, and suddenly they've got 2 ways to win. You can see that they can. You'll have to block them. You might put them there to block, and they'll win up there. Or if you block up there like so, then they'll come back down there and win along the bottom with 3 in a row. So if they do that, then if they do that, then you can select those middle ones, but you're probably better off to put your circle up like that, for instance, or in one of these, one of those 2 corners, two corners, and they'll have to put their X there like so to block you. You'll come over here and put your circle to block them. They'll come up the top and block you. You'll put your circle there to block them, and they'll finish off the game with an X up there, and the game ends in a draw. Now the third way that your opponent can start a game is to select the centre, put their X there in the centre, and if they do that, then you're probably best to take one of these corner pieces as a reply, and then they may put an X up there, and it's just a matter of sort of following them around now and blocking any move they make. So you've got to put your naught there. They've got to put their X there to block you. You come up here, put your circle up there to block them. They may there in turn put an X there like that. You'll come over here with your circle and block them, and they'll put their final X up there to block you, and the game ends in a draw. So there's just actually one, if they do select the centre one, there's one thing to watch out for, and I'll show you that now. Okay, so I've cleared out all the board there, and if they select the X there in the middle, and then you come along and say select the 0 down there, and they might come up, say, and then select an X up there, then if they do put the X up there, so they've got those 2 X's in a row, then don't put your 0 then in that box or that box, because if you do it, say if you put it there like so, then they've got to come up here and put their X up to block, and now suddenly they've got 2 ways to win. They can put an X there to win or an X there to win. So you've obviously your turn, and you get to block them in one of the spots, and then they can come down here and win, getting 3 in a row diagonally, or conversely, if you decide to block them going down, they can still win by putting X and going across. So if we just wind that back then, and they're there like so, and if they put one up like that, then perhaps take one of the other diagonals there, perhaps take that one there with your 0, and then they've got to come here, and you force them there to block, put their X there to block. You'll come up there, put a 0 there, and block again. They might put an X there like so. You come over there and block, and then they'll come up there and block you again, and the game once more ends in a draw. Okay, so that's sort of some tips and tricks for helping you to not lose at tic-tac-toe, help you to force a draw out of your opponent, and you've got a number of good strategies there, no matter how your opponent starts the game. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.